In this video, we are going to take a look at one of the main issues that affect F-Series Minis. So 2014 to really around 2023, where the new hybrid Mini Countryman still has this transmission. And this module here is the culprit of that issue. Basically, it's a transmission error, and it tells you to put your parking brake on when you stop, because else your car could move when it's in park. Kind of scary, and if you leave it, that does actually happen. And Mini will charge you thousands of dollars to get it fixed, because they want to fix the line all the way from your gear changer all the way down to your transmission. In this video, we're going to show you how to fix it for a lot cheaper, as well as maybe take a look at why this part fails in the first place. If you haven't yet, please make sure you like and subscribe, as it helps us out more than you can imagine. My name is Ethan, and welcome to Car Creation. So first off, what you want to do is order this transmission part from eBay or your Mini dealership. I'll put the part number right here on the screen, and hopefully that helps. What you'll get is this entire system here. You have the cable that goes down to your transmission, and then you have the shift leverage thing itself right here. Thingybob, whatever it's called. Shift linkage, that's what it's called, thank you. So what I did first was take out the seats, and that's just to help you guys see what's happening. You don't have to take out the seats, but if you want to have lots of room, check out our speakers video where we replace our speakers, pop-up link right here, and we'll explain how to do that in that video. So once we did that, our first step was to take apart the center console. And that was pretty easy, basically just a lot of screws and tabs. So we just started from the back, and we took out all the screws, working our way to the front. All right, so armed with nothing but a trim remover tool, we're gonna set to work to take this apart. So first off, let's just remove the iDrive controller. Okay, so this is just a T15 iDrive controller out. Be careful of that because they are expensive. Remove the gear shift knob. So you just want to get under the trim here with the trim remover tool. It kind of just pops right off. Unplug the white wire. All right, so next we're gonna try and move this little connector right here. Connector out, and then this is kind of funny. You push this down and bring it all the way back to drive. There we go. And then you pull this down and you lift it up. There we go. So this little yellow button kind of thing there, you push that down, then you are able to move the gear shift, you pull it back into drive, and you hold that button at the top like I held, and then you lift it off. There's a little like plastic rivet on this side of the cup pull at the back and the other side, and we just have to remove that. And then if you get like a little trim remover tool or like a pick, you can remove the cup holder liner. Then we can access the screw that's underneath. Once again, it's a T15. Thanks to Mini for being consistent, eh? That comes right off. And then for right here, we just reach underneath the front, and then we can literally just pull it right off. And then the back just kind of untucks, so you can get out of there. Okay, so now we have access to another screw back here. So we have another T15 right there, and then we have a little bolt there and a bolt there that we're gonna have to remove both in order to get the armrest off. We also have to disconnect these probably, so just gonna pull them out. There's just a little tab here that you can just bend down, and that comes right out. Removing the T15. And on each side there's a T15 over here, and there's a T15 on this side. Now we have a 14 mil, and hopefully this should be the right size we need to get these off. Alright, then this should slide out nicely. Alright, so now we have another T15 that was located right underneath it. We can remove that. Okay, so now we can just pry up the handbrake. We don't need to go all the way, I don't think, at least not yet. There's now a screw that's located right in there. So in order to get to that, I'm just gonna pull this away slightly. That one's out. So one last T30, and then this entire center console should come out. See now. Oh, close. There we go. Phew! Once we had the console out, we could see the shift linkage itself, and then we just had to move some of the wires so we could get to it. Alright, so now we get to the shifter itself, and we're just gonna move some of these wires out of the way. They connect it right to the shifter linkage here, just so it doesn't rattle around, if that makes sense. And then you have to move this off here by pressing down the little switch. Out. There we go. Remove these bolts right here. So they do look smaller than the other ones, unfortunately. 10 mil, of course it is. Oops, lost it. Just kidding. All right. And thus begins the long, arduous journey of removing bolts by hand. Nice, okay, here comes the fun step. In order to explain this, I'm going to get the replacement one. So this is where the trick comes in. So when Mini replaces it, they want to replace this wire all the way down to the transmission. That's not what breaks, it's just a wire. There's nothing wrong with it, nothing going to break. So we are going to do a shortcut, so we just replace the linkage itself. And so what we're going to do on the car is remove this little tab here, and then basically what will happen is that it makes it super easy to swap the new one in and take the old one out. Alright, so now we're going to show you how to remove the clip. And that begins with right here. Here is the clip. It's super easy to get that out. So we're just going to take a screwdriver and we're going to pop it out. That was rather violent. Maybe be a little bit careful when you do it. All right, then make sure that this shift linkage is able to move. And if it's not, you just want to push this down and it'll put it to neutral for you. And then once it's able to move, you just look into this little hole right here, and you want to make sure that that screw is right in the middle. And then once it's in the middle, you want to go to the other side and you want to push it through with a screwdriver. There you go. Push it through, and then if we turn it around, it's kind of sticking out a little bit. Once it's sticking out, you can just get the flathead screwdriver and then just pry it all the way out. There you go. So then this little screw comes out right here, and then it's super easy. All you do is just pull this right out. And there it is, separated. Once that's done, you put the new one in, reverse the steps, and then you put the entire console back together. And if you did it right, your error should be gone and it's fixed. Voila, easy as pie. Right out. Yay! Alright, so we undid it and we pull it out, and now we just have to replace it with a new one. So once again, we're just going to do this in reverse. Alright, so I have the broken one here. And let's take it apart and see exactly what went wrong and see why it was doing that. Now, I notice here that this does move a little bit, and it doesn't move in the new one. So already I can see that some reason it's loose. So there's some screws along here, we're going to take them off. We're going to hopefully be able to pop this off and see what's wrong. Putting it together. So it's pretty greased in here. Here's how it works. There's a little plastic piece right here, and it has little holes cut out of it for the gears. So there we go, and it goes into each section of it, and that's what breaks. So you can see here, it's a little plastic knob, and that goes into this right here, which is a little plastic piece. This is what your gears are. So sport mode over here, we can go up, back and forth. And then down here, this would probably be drive right here, neutral, and then park down here, I suppose. Basically, it looks like this gets worn out and breaks, from what I can tell. And then right here, we have a little sensor that tells the car where which gear it's in, and this is what gets pushed around by this lever. This moves back and forth and changes where this is and changes where the gears are in the gear shift linkage. Plastic on plastic wears it out a little bit too much, and you have to replace it. Alright, we hope you enjoyed and you learned something. This issue affects a lot of Minis, and people spend way too much money to fix it. So hopefully with our little trick here, you'll be able to fix your car yourself for a lot cheaper, or at least find someone who can do it for you for a lot cheaper. Please make sure that you like and subscribe if you really enjoyed it, but most of all, please have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll see you all in the next one.